Hello, guys. Welcome to today's episode. We're going to be having some real conversations about life after med school. We're going to be interviewing a special guest today, Dr. Jennifer. Yeah. Good morning, Dr. Jennifer.
Hi, guys.
Welcome to this episode.
It's an honor to be here.
Welcome to this episode.
Thank you for having me.
On today's interview, we're going to be asking different set of questions in different sections. But the very first question would be, what's something med school never prepared you for?
Personally, this is different for different people. For me, one thing medical school did not prepare me for, or one thing I was not prepared to experience while in med school, is losing friends. People you start your journey with might not be the same set of people you end with. And it was kind of a shock for me because, we when we were fresh out of secondary school, most of us graduated with the people we started just one with. There was nothing like fail outs, there was nothing like repeat year. You were almost sure, of the year you were starting and the year you were going to finish. So in med school, it was as if it was a different ball game. You can be starting a class with this person and you don't know who's going to make it. Med school results day is usually very dicey because you want to be happy that you made it, but then when you turn and you see your classmates, your friends, people dear to you are not, celebrating with you, like there's no way you can fully celebrate. And I feel like that is one thing that every single person that passes through medical school has to deal with. I'm sort of grateful for this experience actually because I'm reminded that you and your friends are not always going to be at the same level all the time. And it doesn't mean that when they're having their bad days or when you're having your bad days, you can't still be there for them. Med school made us bond so much that, okay, even when this person has a challenge, or maybe even when you have a challenge, it doesn't mean that, okay, you have to get left behind, right? It doesn't mean that we have to stop being friends. It doesn't mean that I have to stop supporting you or you have to stop supporting me. So I think it's never going to be easy. The truth is that challenges and failures and things like that are never going to be sweet. You can't let fear destroy the friendship that you had already built in the past. So you have to have the courage. People think it's only the people that have issues that suffer, but the truth is that people around them too also suffer because not a lot of people know how to process these things. So I just hope that people watching this video can just take this as a sign, to be courageous, and to stand there for your friends.
If you could go back to 100 level, what would you do differently?
I had a very nice 100 level experience.
Okay.
Honestly, unlike some people's own experience. So I don't know if I would want to do anything differently because I feel like for someone who was new to school, I was my boldest and audacious self in 100 level.
Really? Interesting. That's really like a lot of people.
Actually, so I think it helped that I knew somebody that was already in this school. You understand? My roommate back then, she was already a 300 level medical student also. So I think it kind of helped. So I did not have to like navigate a lot of things alone. Exactly. I don't even know what I want to change, so, because everything that happened in that 100 level is what led to this moment. Exactly.
Yeah,
so I'm not sure if I want to change. I don't think I had any bad experience.
Okay. The next question would be like on career and clarity. Basically about your practice of medicine. Do you see yourself practicing medicine in the next, let's say, 5 years?
That's clinical practice.
Yes, clinical medicine.
I think so, but I am also not sure, right? Because aside from the fact that I've spent 8 years, almost a decade, being trained, and applying myself, on how to be a good doctor. I used to think that it would be a waste to spend all this time in medical school and not give back, give back your knowledge, give back your time, give back your training. So I think I would love to practice, I would love to do clinical practice. So, but what I don't know now is how long I would want to do it for. So, but I would love to, give back everything that I've been taught, I would love to help people. I would love to see people come in with, a problem
Jesus and go
and
back.
leave. So there's this
Oh.
sense of joy, that it gives to be able to have helped somebody.
Wow.
And I know things are not easy, especially now in Nigeria. So a lot of people, especially doctors, a lot of the passion is dying because there is you will not feed off passion.
No,
Exactly.
You
won't feed off passion. Exactly. As you grow, as you move forward in life, there's going to be more responsibilities. It's not just going to be just that your medical calling. There are now people to cater for. So I think that is what stares a lot of people away from the whole clinical practice, because you have other responsibilities to think about. So, but if that does not happen, right? If I'm not faced in that position, where I would have to weigh my options and the responsibilities I have, then I think definitely I would want to practice.
So what other career paths are you planning on exploring aside medical field?
Okay, recently there's this love of research.
Okay.
Honestly, that has, it's so weird because when I was doing my comment projects, I swore that I was never going to do research again. After I left the class and I was faced with another research opportunity,
You started.
I now realized that I actually learned a lot from this
The previous research.
Exactly. And I did not know, because when I was still in the class and when I was passing through it felt very stressful. And that small experience that I had, it's just awoken, something inside. So I was like, okay, I don't think I would mind actually doing research.
I think it's the direct opposite for me, because when we were doing comment projects, I was like, this is cool, writing. I mean, I've been hearing a lot of things about research before then. But after that period, and also after doing a couple of other writings, I just said no. So it's nice that you're developing the interest after the time.
Another thing that also helps, to ignite that love for research is depends on what you're researching on. Right. So I feel like maybe what helped was the topic that I was giving or I was doing was something in line to what I wanted to do in the future. So it was interesting.
I think that should be it.
So I think maybe if you research about something that you like or you have passion for and things like that, it will make it easier for you to want to.
Because you get inquisitive. You already want to know about that.
Exactly.
Thing. How do you define success for yourself as a doctor in 2025?
Okay, for me, how I would define success personally is I would have to look back on where I started, right? How I started, what I passed through, the challenges I faced. I want in the next 5 years, to have been someone that has made impacts, right, in people's lives. Right. I will be so proud of myself if I can look back 5 years from now and there are good testimonies to be said of me, career-wise, that yes, okay, Dr. Okoye, Dr. Jennifer, yes, she was so good to my mom. So I want to be regarded as someone that inspire young people. I want to be able to inspire. I want when I walk into a room, people are motivated that if this person can do this, you understand, I too can do this. So
how has your identity changed as Dr. Jennifer? Or generally, has there even been a changing? Because I feel like everybody's now attaching the DR and you're like, I don't know.
First of all, I didn't used to believe it, but I think it is real. There's this glow that happens once you drop your pen as a student. I don't know how it just happens, but there's a glow that happens. But I have noticed that a lot of people start to treat you differently. That is one of the changes I'm still coming to terms with. Like this thing they say about medicine opening doors, it's real, right? It's as if all they just need to hear is there's that DR in your name, and you'll be so shocked at how much people would want to, associate with you, how much people would want to, to help you out, and I don't even know why yet.
So what mindset helped you survive med school, and what mindset are you still building now that is helping you to thrive even after med school?
Okay, the mindset that helped me survive med school it came in stages, right? From 100 level to 300 level. I still thought it was chance that I got into med school. I didn't feel like I had earned exactly. I didn't feel like I was part of the 1% of the 1% of the population that could study medicine. So, all through my preclinical years, I was just getting by. After my second MBA, I intentionally put my mind to work, right? Because there was a lot of things to read, right? Yes, there was a lot of work to be done, and I intentionally made a firm resolution to myself that I was going to work hard. Like, I wasn't going to leave my passing to chance. You understand? When I did that and I passed second MB like in one sitting, and it just shifted something in my mind that truthfully, everything you want to achieve in this world, you need to put in the work. I think that was the first time I really put in work for something that I wanted, and with the help of God, of course, I achieved it. So that was like a turning point in my life. So when I entered clinical class, I now intentionally told myself that I was never going to fail any exam again. That was like one of my resolutions, right? I started writing down my goals. It works literally. I used to be very lazy before, and I would just have the goal up here. But that's Habakkuk 2:2 that says write down your vision and keep it, make it plain. Exactly. So that was one of the scriptures. That's my dad's favorite scripture. So that was one of the scriptures I used to run with, right? So I would write it down, and I would tell myself that I would never. My roommate Laura would always say, if you don't give God what to work with, there's nothing he can use and help you. So that's giving God what to work with was very important. And if you want him to give you the best of the best, you have to give him the best of the best. Do you understand? So because definitely he's always going to come true for you, right? But it's the measure you give him that you will receive from him. So that was my mindset, and that's the mindset that I'm still carrying.
That's pretty insightful, honestly. What do you believe med students are doing without even realizing it?
In what aspect?
It could be something they're doing that they could optimize more, let's say, or something that they're doing that is not really helpful, that they need to stop. Like, I'll take for instance, recently I've just been doing some kind of, back in hindsight, there were a couple of things that I would have really loved to do in med school that should I say, kept using med school as an excuse that I wasn't able to do them, or that I didn't have the time. Now, this is not to say that there's, a lot of time in med school. Med school is actually tough and stressful, and all that. And really, you won't have time to do a lot of things you want to do, except if you're very intentional towards them. You have to make plans and literally follow through with it. But I still think that there would have been a lot more that I could have achieved, even still being in med school, because I think that after exams and those times, even during schools, like, I didn't always go to lectures. I had some ample amounts of time that I could have done some real things with, but I just felt, we're in med school, and med school is enough to, take all the time. So that would be like what I think it's a downside. So if I'm able to see any med student now, I would still say, especially those starting early, I would still say you could do something alongside medicine. No pressure, just take it easy as you go, and before you spend up to 6-7 years, you've built out something alongside your medical degree. So
well, I think it's still similar to what you just said, right? So for me, what you just said just reminded me of something I wanted to do when I was still in med school. Medical school has already given you that allocated time, right? It has given you that structure. that you know for the next 6 years of
this
my life,
is what I'm going
this
to
is
be
where I'm going
doing.
to be,
Yeah.
this is what I'm going to be studying. So, well, like you said, my advice to any medical school is to take advantage of that structure, right? And build something. It's like compounding. You have 6 years for this thing to grow. You understand? And this 6 years is not even like once the 6 years is off, your life has ended. Like it's once the 6 years is off, that's even where
Then
your life is
just
started. So imagine if you had built something,
you'd have something to continue running with.
Exactly. Once that 6 years is off. So me then, it was actually financial. It was a financial growth that I wanted to do, right? Which is my advice I'll still give any medical students. Even it mustn't be a business. It mustn't be, something stressful.
Just anything you're
Just
passionate
anything.
about.
It can just be, okay, I wanted to start writing a book of my medical school, journey. You understand? And I have 6 years to do that. It is now left for you to start. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect when you're starting, right? It doesn't have to make sense. The truth is that there are still those little times that you can use, you can squeeze out, you understand? And say, okay, I want to use this time and be working on my stuff at this side, you understand? So you can be a vlogger, it could be, you want to invest in stocks, you want to invest in things. Just know that medical school has given you that 6 years, that structure, and it's left for you to know what I want to achieve in these 6 years. When I come out as a doctor, do I just want to be coming out as a doctor title only, or do I want to graduating with this title, this degree, and also this thing that I have built?
Do you think medicine alone can give you financial freedom?
Do you think medicine?
Definitely no.
Okay. That's good. So no, no, it's not even possible, right? So I don't even think any career alone can give you financial freedom. Talk more of medicine. So maybe before, in the past, it could have, but now that things are getting so bad, the economy and everything, and doctors are being owed arrears, and they're not even being paid what they're due and everything. So it would be very foolish for a medical student to think that, okay, all they have to do is just get this degree and they are set for life. Nah, that would be unless you want, even if you want to live alone for the rest of your life, it's still not enough, right? So I think my advice to any medical student out there is to start on time to build your multiple sources of income, right? Let medicine not be your only means of earning, yes, your only stream of income. So, and it doesn't have to be something totally outside medicine, right? You could go into maybe business. There's a business aspect of medicine, right? It's still related to medicine. Or you could own a private clinic or something.
I think you're definitely right.
Or even investments, right? That one now is a passive means of earning. It's not too late to start investing.
What would be the one advice you would tell an aspiring medical student or someone who is looking to get into med school? What is that one thing you would want to tell them?
Okay. My one advice for an aspiring medical student is you don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to be the most intelligent scholar in your class. What will determine whether you will succeed in medicine is the hard work. The minute you have been chosen to study medicine, you have to make a firm resolution, right? That you're going to put in the work, because that's actually the secret to excelling in medicine. It's not about your natural born intelligence, it's not about all that, it's about your discipline and your hard work. So my advice would be, if you're coming to medical school, you have to be prepared to work hard, right? Like, you have to be prepared to really work hard for what you want, right? Because you're coming to a system where everybody is regarded as as being smart, right? So you need to go above that and beyond. So just prepare to be disciplined and you won't have any problem.
I think our next question would be, if you have the opportunity to build your dream life outside medicine, what would that be for you? What would that look like?
Okay, my dream life outside medicine. Well, I would not do anything medical related. I will completely leave the field. So not because I don't like it, right? But because I've gotten to experience, I've gotten a taste of what this life feels like, right? And I don't want to do anything else related to it. So I would want to venture into my other passions that medicine never really gave me an opportunity to build, exactly, to explore. So I'll go into the creative aspect, I'll go into arts, right? I used to have a flair for modeling once upon a time. So I think I would like to do that again. Pouring my passion, pouring, the time and the resources that I have spent in medicine, pour it into that creative aspect of my life, my dream life outside medicine would definitely be to see how far I can go, when I tap into
your
my
creative.
Exactly.
I think that would be almost similar to me. It's not easy navigating medicine, but yeah, I would also like to see what it feels like outside medicine generally. And thank you very much, Dr. Jennifer. It was a pleasure having you on this space. So guys, I think we've come to the end of this video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section, and we'll see you in our next video.
Bye.